Hey guys, so today I will be unboxing all of the books I got for Memoria Press 3rd grade from ThriftBooks. So the reason that I did this was because the last couple years I've been getting books like just in time for lessons and things. And it's kind of been challenging because a lot of the books that Memoria Press assigns are out of print, which makes them harder to find like new or from Amazon or stuff like that. And so it can take a while to come. Some I can also find at the library, but it's like you have to wait. And then by the time the lesson gets off track, and it's just kind of a huge inconvenience. So this year I decided to try and get as much as I could from ThriftBooks. It also costs substantially less. The price I paid for all of these books is about a third of what you would pay for both the literature read alouds and the American supplemental history books. So yeah, let's get started. So the first book here is Davy Crockett and then Henry Ford. So this series, Childhood of Famous Americans, is a series that they have included for several of the biographical books. There's also one on Laura Ingalls Wilder and some other ones. I can't remember which ones I got. I think I didn't get that one because I have a different version that my daughter's already read. But I got a couple of these that are not included. So like, I don't know if Davy Crockett is included. I do know Henry Ford is included, and that was a replacement for Daniel Boone. I'll just go ahead and show you the table of contents here. And I'm not sure if you can tell, this is kind of a substantial book. Oh, here's the whole list of all the books that they have available. Obviously, this is an old series. You can tell by some of the people listed on here. I want to get Lou Gehrig for my son. But I think the student's supposed to read these, so this is kind of intensive. I don't know if we'll be able to follow this pace, but we'll see. Rumor has it 3rd grade is very intensive for Memoria Press, so that, based on these books alone, definitely tracks. Here's the table of contents for this one, and I think this one will be a big hit with my son as well, who will be in 6th grade. He watches the Davy Crockett show on Disney. And this is Pegasus, so this is from the literature and read alouds. And as you can see, this is a discarded library book. And I think we've actually checked this out before, like unrelatedly. And this book is copyright 1998. So this is one that would probably be expensive if you were purchasing it new, if you could even find it. But it's Pegasus, and I really like that there is a lot of Greek and Norse mythology in 3rd grade. I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm not sure if the D.L. Lair Greek Myths book is still considered part of their 3rd grade. They do have the D.L. Lair Norse Myths, though, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Then we have Over the River and Through the Wood. Again, this is one of the literature books. And I've talked about this before. The picture books that they assign, I just, first of all, love that they're using picture books still in 3rd grade. I think that is amazing and excellent. Who doesn't love a good picture book? I'm almost 40 and I still love them. And they're used throughout the different weeks. Then we have Landmark, Meet Thomas Jefferson. So I think there's a couple of these as well. There's like 5 of the other books I showed you. This is one. So the Daniel Boone one is out. There's like 5 of these and 5 of these. So these are easier to find. And I think I have a couple of them, but I just can't find them. So I got these on ThriftBooks for like $3 each. And it says grade 2 and up. And this one, like, this is my sweet spot that I think a 3rd grader could read in a reasonably short period of time. Here's the table of contents on that one. I feel like these ones are way ambitious. Here's Daniel Boone. And again, I'm not sure why this one is no longer assigned, so I'll try and check into that. But I had looked at the old lesson plans, which included this. I think actually their photo on the website includes this one, but the new one has Henry Ford, and it is not updated in the photo. But and the one question I still have, which I have not been able to research since I last filmed for YouTube, is, are there discussion questions for, actually, I know the answer to that. There are discussion questions for the supplemental American history reading, but are there questions for the literature and read alouds? That I don't know, because of course I got the book they sell, which is for those supplemental questions. So asked and answered. As you can tell, I just kind of give my current thoughts and impressions when I'm filming, which can lead to silly blunders like that. Okay, let's pull these ones out. And these all ship separately, which kind of drives me crazy, but whatever. They're from different sellers. We have the little Match Girl. And I usually try to get like very good or good, but occasionally I'll just get acceptable condition books if there's only like one copy, like if it's between that and not getting it. Because like I said, it can be really challenging to get stuff just in time. This book, ironically, my daughter got from the library recently. So this is a secondary copy, but I didn't remember that when I was ordering, obviously. But Rapunzel. And so you could see these are kind of like folktale type things. Then we have Mary Poppins. This is one of the like read aloud books. This is the original cover of like the original old book. These darling, so original copyright 1934. And that's one of the things I do like about Memoria Press's choices is that they use the older books as well, which they have a lot in common with Charlotte Mason book lists. So that'll be fun to read. Maybe we'll end up doing some sort of book club. Then we have A Day on Skates. This one was really expensive. And if you get this on Amazon, I think it's like $25. Probably because, again, when you're trying to get these older books, and look, there's someone's, so the story of a Dutch picnic. I'm seeing a dedication here. Someone got this for Christmas, 1995. It's a little bit sad. So this book's also from 1934. So you really have to rely on like these book publishers that are putting these books back in print, and sometimes it can be really expensive. So I definitely would look on ThriftBooks or even like Abe Books, which I think may be related to Christian Books. It's just a similar used book site that happens to have old things, not necessarily Christian things, but just like old out of print stuff. Okay, sorry, I'm struggling with scissors. So glad I got scissors. Okay. There's like coupons for Go Fresh or whatever in here. See? You guys get those in all your packages these days? Okay, so we've got another landmark book, Meet Abraham Lincoln. Again, a very doable length. Then we have Thomas Jefferson Builds a Library. And I've been seeing this book in a couple of different curriculum lists lately, so I'm really interested in that. This one might be new because it doesn't have any, oh no, it's not. So that's cool. This really reminds me of a lot of the literature packs from other sellers. So looking forward to that. Then we have the Nutcracker. There were several versions of this. I think there's 2 on the list, which is kind of interesting. This one has a CD. And so even though we are not Christian and we don't tend to do a lot of stuff around Christmas, in terms of schooling and things, I got this because we are a ballet family. So I thought it would be cute to have a couple of different, like Nutcracker ballet, because it's a ballet, if you're not familiar. It's like a story of this Nutcracker and ballet schools. Like the Nutcracker is their biggest production of the year. Typically, it's a huge fundraiser. And also, if you're interested, there's an excellent movie on Netflix called The Hot Chocolate Nutcracker, which is about Debbie Allen's, Debbie Allen Dance Academy, Dada. And they do like a mashup of hip hop and ballet, and the movie is just fantastic. It really talks about work ethic and dedication. And I recently heard that she transformed their dance school into like a charter school so that the kids that are in the area, it's somewhere in Los Angeles, they're dancing so many hours a day. Why shouldn't they also be able to get their schoolwork done there? So I just really love Debbie Allen, everything she's doing. And also Shonda Rhimes gave her a huge donation for their school. So I just think it's a really great program. And she's a very inspiring dancer as well. Anyway, tangent aside, here we have Clara Barton, the founder of the American Red Cross. And I think this is actually, if you saw my second grade review, I think this is who the story was about. that I couldn't remember from Stories of Great Americans for Little Americans. So I definitely will want to read that one. And here you can see they have even more of these books since the older one was published. So look, you've also got Babe Ruth, very exciting. And then lots of other very well-known Americans. So that is cool. And I also think it's kind of interesting how even though Memoria Press is like classical, they incorporate a lot of biography similar to like the whole Charlotte Mason programs do. That just occurred to me that they really do a good job of that, because they also have like famous men of Rome, famous men of Greece, famous men of modern times, famous men of the Middle Ages. Like if you're following Memoria Press to a T, every year you have some sort of biography situation going on. And for the famous men of Rome and Greece, it's kind of similar to Plutarch. So anyway, that's my little tangent on that. This is for my high schooler, our town. He's going to be doing this next year, but I ordered this from ThriftBooks. That's why it's in here. Not a Memoria Press book that I know of. We have Wilbur and Orville Wright. Again, I don't know if this one is assigned or not, but I thought that would be a really fun biography. Although considering its length, I don't know if we're going to get to it in third grade, but maybe fourth grade. Then we have another landmark, Meet George Washington. This one's in rough shape. It's like sticky, so I'll need to clean that up. Here's the back of that. Then we have the Hans Christian Andersen, The Ugly Duckling. This is from the Literature Read Aloud selections. And then Meet Christopher Columbus. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I may, I'll have to think about it, but I've talked about how I don't really address him in our homeschool, but we'll see what I'm going to do with this. But this was on the list for the Literature and Read Alouds. Then we have, so this one was not on the list, but I had to get it, I think. I think it wasn't on the list. Jan Brett, she's this amazing author. Here you can see it looks like it's set in Russia. Just the illustrations in her books are so gorgeous. She's particularly well known in Waldorf circles, but also the CMEC has a bunch of her books on their Kinderleben guide, which I didn't even know existed, because I'm just like new to Jan Brett basically. But you could see this is just beautiful. And I thought that would be great if we're going to be doing the Nutcracker anyway. Then King Midas and the Golden Touch. Again, it's like a tale. This one is a Greek myth, but I think, right? But whether it's Greek or not, the tale, like a Hans Christian Andersen classic tale, is clearly woven throughout the third grade curriculum, as you can see. Then we have The Stranger. This one must be a Memoria Press book because I am not familiar with this title. And again, beautiful. This reminds me of Seurat, honestly, because it's got the distinct brush strokes, although it might be colored pencil. And this kind of looks like that if you grew up on a prairie book. Let's look at the back. Oh, there's no description. Here's the description of that. Stranger. And we have the Nutcracker. So again, I don't know if I just got this one because it looked good or this was the one that was assigned. But this is obviously something you can leave off if you're not interested in doing Christmas so in depth. Although this particular tale is kind of, it's just a coincidence it's set at Christmas. It doesn't really have anything to do with that, right? It's like the Nutcrackers battle. It's, what's the word? Spoiler alert. The Nutcrackers battled the mice in this story. All right, then we have Persephone, which is definitely a Greek myth. And again, this version has got these gorgeous full page illustrations, which are very striking. So I wonder if they replaced the G.L. Lair Greek myths with these individual books. And if so, I think that's a good decision because then you're going more in depth, like deeper. You're doing less, but going deeper. Sorry, I got a book this time. I mean a box. And I'm opening off camera because I am too lazy to deal with labels, removing them in advance. Okay. So here we have the Saturdays. This must be the same author as the Moffats because it looks similar. I believe this is one of the read aloud books for third grade. And I would definitely do like discussion questions or some sort of writing situation with this if you were looking for some way to beef up your study or you needed a work sample. They were strong and good. These might all be new because they look really good condition. Oh, must be the author of, does it say? Rabbit Hill. This looks like a really familiar artist. Wee Gillis, I think that must be it. And these look like they might be from copper plates where they did the etching into the metal. So that is that book. Gorgeous. Yeah, I think this is brand new. Million Cats, maybe? Is that the author? That reminds me of that. Okay, then we have Rikki Tikki Tavi. Oh, I didn't know that was by Rudyard Kipling. And again, with the beautiful full color, very captivating images. And as you can see, these books are like longer than the ones that they have in kindergarten, first and second grade. So you will need to have more endurance as well as your student to get through those. And then I have one last container, and this might be a high school book, so forgive me if it is. No, it's not. Good. Okay, we have The Tale of the Firebird, straight from Russia. This is like a very commonly assigned and read book. I have not bought a copy of this yet, although I have many other Russian tales books. Let me just move these other things out of the shot so you can see more of this. And I don't think we've read it yet. Beautiful illustrations. I'm really excited about this one. Okay, so that is my ThriftBooks haul of these Memoria Press read aloud literature books. I am feeling like you know what? Some of the books are not here because I already have them. I can't tell you off the top of my head all of them, but for example, Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, which we've already read this year, we will sub in one of that author's other books. Her name's Grace Lynn. Her stories are amazing. They're like contemporary tales in the style of old Chinese folk tales. That one is missing, as well as, like I said, the D.L. Lair's Norse Myths, which is an anthology of 100 Norse tales. And then there's a couple other books, which I don't remember what they are, but that's why they're not here. And then, so that is those tales, and then these, just to recap, so you get a feel for the style of the third grade books. And I'm sorry for not preparing in advance to tell you which ones we're missing. And then we have all of these biographies, as well as the landmark ones. And I think there was a Christopher Columbus one, which I did not get. And then Mary Poppins. So that is all the books that I got from ThriftBooks for Memoria Press third grade. I hope you guys enjoyed unboxing them with me. And if you want to hear more about what we will be doing in third grade, or more about how we use Memoria Press, or more about how I incorporate all of these different random curriculums into our eclectic homeschool, please make sure and hit subscribe. And thanks for watching.